Now we're going to look at how to create some things we can collect. The idea being, once we've collected items, maybe we go on to the next level. Anyway, so I've created a new sprite, which is going to be an apple, and I've created a new object for it. Notice that I've named my object apple, because you should always name things in Gamemaker. Now, I'm then going to add the apple to the room, and I'm just going to add a few. I'm going to add them in different places. And the idea, as I said, is that once the apple has been eaten, we can then go on to the next level. Okay, so that'll be enough apples for now. So every time you collect an apple, I'm going to make the apple disappear and get some points. So how do we do this? I'm going back to the player, and this is where I'm going to be placing most of my code, and I'm going to do this something similar to what we did with the wall. So I'm going to click on add events, and I'm going to click on collision. This time, however, I'm going to choose apple. So the idea is that when I touch the apple, I want it to disappear, so I can't collect it again, and also give me some points. Now, so far we've only used this move action, so we're now going to look at a different action which can be found if you click on the main one tab, and it looks a bit like a recycle bin, and it's called destroy instance. I always find Gamemaker quite aggressive, destroy rather than remove, but there you go. So I'm going to drag destroy instance in, and it comes up with this rather ambiguous little dialogue. It says self other object. Well, self refers to the player. Now, because I'm adding this action to the player, self means the player. So self is kind of like whichever object you're adding it to. So I don't want to destroy myself. That would be fine if it was, I know, a baddie and wants to destroy the player because he's lost life, something like that. But I don't want to destroy else. Other is the thing you've collided with, so the other object that's involved in the collision. And in this case it's the apple. So that's the one I want to remove, so I'm going to set it to be other. The next thing I need to do is get to add to the score. So I'm going to choose score on the score tab, and I'm going to use this first one here, and it's called set score. So I'm going to drag that in, and I think I'm going to have 10 points. Now, as you can see here, it says relative. I'm going to tick this. Now, relative is a little bit confusing for new gamers. Essentially what it means is instead of setting the score to be 10 and that's it is 10, it's going to add 10 to the score. It's going to change it by 10. So it's the same as this. You can think of relative as plus. Okay, so it's going to plus 10 while I'm setting it to 10. So I'm going to make sure it's ticked, and I'm going to then click on OK. And that's it. So if I run the game now, what should happen is as I move around the level, you can see every time I touch apples they disappear, and hopefully you can see the score going up. And there we go.